eRank data is out of date. You can't trust it and you should stop wasting your time with eRank. We need to talk about this. I don't want to be some kind of a drama channel yelling at Etsy for clicks and bashing other influencers. I want to spend my time creating content that helps us all to have the best shops we can to sell our art and creations. But sometimes things seem to come across my path in chunks that I really feel I have to deal with. Unfair practices or incorrect information. And after just almost calming down about the latest Etsy issue, I'm sure most of you have seen that video by now. A video on YouTube crossed my path. I wasn't going to click on this. Quite often titles are clickbait to get you to click on them, and then you end up getting tricked into learning great information. This is ethical clickbait. So when I opened this video, I expected to actually be nodding along and agreeing, but no. So many of these points I disagreed with. And then I hit on this area of the video where he says this.
But the fact of the matter is, the data's not accurate. Okay? This is the thing. The data is not accurate. Marmalade, eRank, Allura, Sales Samurai, they don't have access to raw Etsy search data.
This, first of all, this is true. I don't know how clear the audio is coming over here. He says the data from eRank and lots of other companies as well. He's deciding to, is that slander? I can't remember the terms, but he's saying the data is not accurate and the data doesn't come from Etsy. Etsy doesn't give that data away. And that is very true. We always say that. Etsy does not sell its search volume data to anybody. That's true. But wait.
He's never going to sell them that data, period. Nobody would sell that data. What they have access to, and this is the bit that they won't tell you, and I had to do a lot of digging to find out, they have access to a time-limited historical data set that Etsy sells to a third-party company, and then these tools buy that information from that company.
So he is saying that Etsy sells time-limited data to a third-party company that we buy from that places buy from the third-party company. And this is just plain untrue. So I knew I had to jump on and make another Angry Pam video because I hate misinformation being passed off as fact, almost as much as I hate bullying. And misinformation passed off as fact so that somebody else can sell a course. Yeah. I know some people are going to yell at me that I'm biased, so I'll put a section at the end explaining a little about me in case you're new. Before you yell at me, check that out. And there's a load more bad information in this video. This is just a small segment. His video, not my video, in his video. So if you wish me to go through the points step by step, just let me know in the comments below if you want that. But for now, let me explain how eRank gets its data. To start with, I have to go back in time. Woo, woo. And if you get that reference, you are most excellent. Back to the start of broadcast. Radio and TV was sent out across the airwaves, but as more stations and channels came out, there was a problem. Bosses had no way of knowing how many people were tuning in to each show, and this made it hard to know which shows were worth creating more of, and even which shows might be able to sell advertising space on. It's always about the money. So this data would actually be very valuable. So the method that became the industry standard across most of the world was for a representative sample of households to have their TVs, to have a device fitted that tracked what they watched. And then the clever stats people were able to extrapolate for the whole population. In the States, these households with devices added were called Nielsen households, which is cute or creepy in a Truman Show kind of way. This method of data capture has been used for many, many decades, and a similar thing is still in operation because, of course, with the digital age, people still want to be able to access data like that too. Right now, you are hearing people talk about how Amazon's latest big hit is getting more viewers than Netflix's, and how HBO's doing so great too. How do you think this data is getting out there? Do you think they go chapping on the door of Amazon and say, can you let us know how many people downloaded your latest show? No, this this data collection method is still going on. So this is the industry standard to get user behavior on sites, especially search data. This is companies who have massive panels of people who have opted in for their data being used to see what they're searching for. And like in the days of TV, we're still in the days of TV. And like in the days of TV, clever people make sure these are representative samples of the population and work the numbers to extrapolate how many people are doing something, like searching for that specific keyword. So the data companies like eRank are using does not come from Etsy. That's correct. And not in real time from Etsy, and not time-limited historical data, whatever that is. It comes from these companies, and these companies follow all sorts of strict laws and regulations, and they're recognized by top companies as the industry standard for getting this data. As this data is now gathered on the internet, there's no real delay in gathering it. Anyone who's used eRank can see that we're able to tell you the top keywords that were being searched as recently as yesterday. And the monthly data is updated just a day or two after the new month started, just after we give it a little check to make sure we move out some of the more filthy terms you guys are searching for. I see you, Kim, and move these terms to the mature section. As for eRank making it difficult to find where we say we get this data, and the guy having to dig really hard to find it, let me show you. I'm in the keyword tool and I've done a search for a keyword like anyone would do. And if you're looking and going, right, I am confused. I see an average searches data here. Where does this data come from? There's a question mark. I wonder if that question mark is relevant. Let's have a look. Okay, to learn more, let's do that. So you click learn more, it loads up, and if I scroll down, okay, it's at the bottom, but it's not hidden. It's just because there's lots of advice about how to use the tool in this help file. But now I don't think this is hidden with a big old title saying about the data. Etsy and other marketplaces do not disclose their keyword search and click volumes. We get our data from leading third-party data analytics companies that are used by many Fortune 500 businesses to ensure the highest possible accuracy. The search volume, click, and click-through rates are based on the search behavior of millions of users who have opted in to share their data. While great effort goes into making sure these numbers are as accurate as possible, they should be regarded as estimates. The numbers reported here may differ from what other companies provide due to different data collection methodologies. Oh, I can't speak. And data providers. So to me, that's not hidden. That is clearly there on the site in the place that you need to find it. So he didn't have to dig very hard, and I'm not sure where he got his time-limited data from, but that is not the case with eRank at all. So who am I? Some kind of biased shill for eRank? Well, I do also work for eRank, but my words on my YouTube channel are my own. I spoke to one friend at eRank about making this video, not for permission, but because I really hate digging up drama. I'm not being paid by eRank to make this video or any other videos on my YouTube channel. I was using eRank and talking about it on this channel for a couple of years before I started working with eRank. And I only agreed because I enjoy the product and I loved the way Anthony has such a scientific mind, always testing and creating. I love the ethic of not just repeating advice that we heard in a rumor, but always being able to back up what we say. And if I don't agree with something there, I speak up. There are clever, amazing people on the team. I don't want to make myself sound more important than I am, but there have been tools in the development that I just didn't agree with. I spoke up and I was listened to. And if you still think I can't be trusted to be unbiased about someone who also pays me, now, who else has paid me? Etsy. Some of you may know I've been lucky enough to be involved in the Etsy shop camp, where I was part of a team of Etsy staff and contractors teaching Etsy sellers how to hopefully improve their shops. And you don't have to look far on my channel to see I speak out if I'm not happy about Etsy. The integrity of this here YouTube channel is the most important thing to me. As for this creator, I get it. We all want to feel like we're teaching special, different advice. And sometimes people don't research as well as they should when they think they've found an exciting story. Trust me, if I had really found out that all the data from these tools was incorrect, then I would be telling you all it. I reached out to him in a comment to this video, and I'm always available to clear up any misconceptions for anyone. At the time I publish, he's not got back to me. And by the way, don't go over to his channel and give hate or anything. I actually hate drawing attention to these types of videos because sadly the YouTube algorithm would then think it's a good video because it's getting views and comments, and they would push it to more viewers, which is obviously something I don't want. I want people finding the wonderful Etsy trainers like Starla, Nancy, and Deborah. So rather than watch incorrect videos, I'll link in the comments below these people's channels. Watch a few of their videos so you can basically tell YouTube that those are good videos with good advice that need to be shown to new users and not incorrect videos.